everyone, welcome to day 28 of my 3D tutorials. First of all, I'm going to do some housekeeping. I do this every time, but I like to, be organised and structured. If you join me part way in this tutorial series, you just join me, please refer to my website, www.andrewbooth3d.com. Halfway down presents my first 4 videos. Then you have examples of my asset building, my textures and how I've been doing my work. This is the asset that we've worked on, and now we're working on a food mixer for my restaurant scene. To locate my other tutorials, please refer to my website, my tutorials tab on my website. Alternatively, if you require contact, for advice or critiquing, or if your studio requires a 3D artist, you can email me on a.booth3d@outlook.com or follow me on Twitter. My tag is @AndrewBooth3D. So now that we're done with the actual housekeeping, we'll be working on the tutorial. Last time I come back into the actual food mixer. We start to build it and cut it up and really start taking the shape of the mixer. We were actually working on the base. So today we'll be cutting into that even more, improving it so it looks more professional and more outstanding. Furthermore, we'll be working on the top half as well. So without further ado, let's start. Now, I already opened up on my second screen a food mixer. This is what we've been working on. So I have that on my second screen. You can do it if you have a second screen. So now, as you can see, when we work on it, it bows out. When we work on it, it bows inwards like that, then back out. So we got to reflect that in the build. So here, we select these vertices. As you can see, the scene's starting to get in the way again, so isolate it. That's always the best way to do it. Isolate it, then select it. Then pull these out, like so. And as you can see, it goes up and inwards. So now what I'm going to do to add more geometry there, I'm going to select that edge loop and cut into it that way. First of all, and then delete all these edges. They look messy and not particularly well drawn at the moment. It's because we used the actual we used the bevel node. The bevel node does that. This is one of the reasons being some people don't like the bevel tool, because it creates artifacts like that. But sometimes it's necessary to get a curve like we've been doing. I like using the bevel tool. There's probably other means to do the same thing. Pardon me. I do apologise, I had a can of Coke, so I've still got a little bit of the gas in me. So when we select all the edge loop, like so, we're going to bevel it. Again, beveling is a good way of adding more geometry like so, and sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes that is necessary. I'm going to increase the fraction to 2. And then the segments to 3, perhaps. There you go. Increase the fraction again to 4. There you are. Now that's good. That's good. I like that. As you can see, we got a problem here. It looks messy. And we got a problem here. So with here, it's because probably we had it selected when we delete the base. This accidentally probably was selected. So to fix it, it's quite simple. We use a tool known as append. Basically, what this does is append, creating a new, a new face. So when you have an instance like that, you can select one edge to the other, and it creates a new polygon in its place, like so, and it fixes it. Sometimes it's best to delete faces, then we append them. So from here, what I'll do, I select this entire edge loop, pull down, pull outwards, and pull down, pull forward. They are. And by looks, it needs to be pulled out. There you go. What's actually happening, you look like you got overlapping geometry. When you got this, it's best just delete it. Delete all these and reappend it. As you can see what's going on here. It's overlapping the geometry. And do the same on this side. The trouble is, like I say, it looks messy, and it would be very difficult to fix it. So this way, you can actually fix it more quicker. It's a quicker way of doing it. Do the same on this side. In fact, let me show you another tool. Another thing that I tend to do. I tend to, since it's in half, to save a lot of time, cut it in half, like so. And then simply select it, and then go to Edit, Duplicate Special with an instance, and apply. That's on the one direction. So the idea is you're flipping. That's the one direction again. The idea is you're flipping it is on that first one. It's right there. No. Okay, that's to do it that way. Sometimes you got to visualize which direction goes where. that goes up and down. So it must be U, that's -1. That's what I should do, is center it. Just a second, I need to set this up again. There. That does the other direction. I mean, we can do it there. Here's another way. Duplicate it with special. Now, we need to get to the main transform menu here, but as you can see, we've got loads of those. Look at all this history. This is all the history that I've been done. So what I do, delete all by history. And there you are. So here, go in the scale. Is it this side? There you go. So now we've got two halves the same, and they're using an instance. So this side will always be the same as this side. So when you're working on asset that is symmetry like this, but it requires work on both sides, it will save a lot of time, and it's more accurate as well. So with this here, pull this back out, pull this forward like so. There you go. So now it's the case of just using the pen tool. This can take some time. As you can see, when you click at this edge, it leaves these two edges out. You can select it like that. Make sure you have all of them selected. So then you can go into the polygons, and using the split polygon tool, you can then cut back into the object, like so. And then re-edit it based off that. Basically, it's not easy, and it can be a lot of time consuming, but if you've got a load of errors, which as a 3D artist you will, no build will be perfect. You always will have a problem that you have to fix. That's where your problem solving skills come into it. So now it's a case of just fixing this, the topology on this. I don't know what's going on, it's bugging out at the moment. As you can see, sometimes Maya bugs out. As you can see, you've got some artifact lines here. I'm not sure where they come from. Ah, there we go. That's what's happening. This is another thing you've got to be careful of. When you're using isolation tools, sometimes if you have the same object duplicated like I did, but it's not in the isolation tool, that's what could happen. So do keep that in mind. See all these. There you are. So that is something to watch out for. Also, sometimes what you need to do is delete your object to make sure you haven't actually got over duplications over the top of it, if that makes sense. So once we have that, then go back in and re-edit this whole lot again. Now, I don't like how this is transitioning down like that. So is this one. This needs to go around. So what I would do, insert edge loop, add one there, and then delete this edge loop here, because it's going nowhere. Then select this edge loop here, and then scale it out. Like so. And it's the case of just manipulating your the polygons to your needs, to your specifications. What I'm doing, you should not have to do. Poly pulling is not always a good idea, but it is if you want a specific look. I have in my mind what I want this to look like. So now what I'll do, select this entire edge and then straighten it out. Do the same for all of them. Especially this one here. This one's pretty ugly here. Now what's happening here, there's an extra vertex that's affecting it. Just delete it. I'll show you another tip here. When you think you've got more extra vertices, just select them all and press delete, and it'll delete any anomalies that you have. So going back to the model, as you can see here, it's pretty awful, so you just re-edit it. Follow the shape, the contour. That's what this is basically all about. Creating a contour and making sure the model follows that contour. It's a contour that makes the shape. It's the contours that makes the shape and the actual edge loops. So bear in mind, you can create some really interesting assets, and it has to be correct as well. See, this is another thing that occurs. You've got to be careful when you're using the scale tool, because it can, as you can see, go horribly wrong. So these, just pull it forward like so. Yeah, and pull it out. As you can see here, it's triangles. You're probably thinking, what's going on? Why is that like it? Simple really. It's because when we delete all the vertices, like I showed you, when there's a non-supporting square like that, you know, a non-supporting, you know, polygon where, you know, it's basically a corner like that, it deletes that one individual vertex. So then you have to put it back yourself, recreate it, create like a structure triangle here. When we put it back together as a whole, you won't need to worry too much about that. Just bear that in mind too. Just follow the line of the contours. That's what you do with this completely. Now, as you can see, this lot needs to be pulled out slightly too. As a 3D artist, you will slowly get to feel your model out, what needs to be done and what don't need to be done, if that makes sense. So first we'll do that, take them away, pull that out. There you are. That's better. That's too high, so that needs to be brought down. So I'm hoping to go down like that. So select that entire edge from there to there. Then drag that down. Take that away. Pull that forward. This bit is always going to be a really big pain, as you can imagine. Now, as you can see, what's happening now, this has created what we call an n-gon. It's when a polygon has more than 4 sides. So to fix it, you just put an edge loop down here, like so. That's made a polygon like that. And I'm going to delete this edge loop too. See, it's this entire time it's all about editing what you have come into it, like so. So as you can see, we've got a shape that comes out like so. So pull you out, goes in, goes in like that. Like so. And then what I'm going to do, select that, not use sub-select, pull this back. So basically, actually it's more than that, much more than that. There you go. So it's like that. Soft select is good when you want just a group of them to be pulled out. Quite handy when you have a big group of them and you need them to manipulate a certain way. So then slightly that way. So it goes in, out, bash, dish dash bosh. So it goes in, there comes out, like so. There you go. And then I will there you are. That's cool. So now we've got that, we can then fix the topology here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go across to here, and then I'm going to delete. First of all, God, delete you and you, and then cut to here, cut to this edge here, and it makes a more better topology wise. There. Then here, I'm going to the center. There. Soft select that. And that. I feel this bit is too dramatic, so I'm going to pull all these back. So let those pull that back. Edge, 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 and then straighten it out. Editing an asset like this, that's a funny shape. Can be a problem. It can take a long time, and it can be very, very anomalous to edit it. But once you've got the basic shape and you've got a good shape going, it'll be quite good. Now, as you can see on in here, these edges are more towards the center. So then select these, use soft select, when you want to edit some but you don't want these to get it, you just edit the fall off color. But at the moment, because we've got a mess here, this is where the problem is creating, because of this bit here. So first of all, fix this problem here. And delete these edges. So now, as you can see, this is what's causing that problem. These edge loops are being created on the actual edge, and you should never do that. First of all, also, I don't think a lot of this is needed. I don't think this one is needed, for example. So we can delete that one. Delete all. Factors that way. Not only does it lower the poly count, but it makes it slightly better too. Good. This is that. Remember, this is this stage when I said that we'll be changing the efficiency and of the topology and stuff like that. We're at that kind of stage. So we'll be doing a lot of changing things around to make things slightly better than what they were. so on and so forth. Now, I don't like how this is going on, so what I'll do, I will turn it into a polygon instead of a tri. So simply do that, and it creates a polygon. Like so. Okay, now that's not a bad shape. Also what I'll do, I don't like how it's turned into an n-gon here. Join up there. This is another thing you've got to be very careful when using tools with a duplication. Just in case you select some and it's not actually on the object but more the duplicated object, so you do take care. I can't stress enough on that. With this, just pull it forward. It's going to destroy this a lot. As you can see, we've got problems here, so just delete all this. There. Right, retopologize it as well. This is what it's all about, retopologizing what works and what doesn't work, so on and so forth. Having a topology that works. As you can see, this is now an issue, so I'm going to delete that entire edge loop, like so, not needed. So take this, join it up here, yeah. Then connect these two edges together, and then selecting this edge, drag them out like so. These are pulled inwards too much. as I said before, is all about the feel to the actual asset. Straighten these out. It'll take a while to get a final good, decent result that you feel is good. So again, drag these out again. Inwards. And it's a process that is repeated. Again, as I said, I always stress over efficiency is key. You have to have a very efficient model. Think about every single line you put into. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting this line in? Now, certain tries are okay, but avoid them as best as you can. I put that try there to save on topology. You can do it more sooner. It depends whereabouts you do it. There won't be noticed too much, so some cases a try is more of a design view. Like here, we purposely done it so this goes in a triangle, so it shows like a triangle kind of design, if you can see it. So it's all about efficiency. I keep saying it, but it is going with the flow of the model. That's what's key. Going with the flow of the model. So now it's time to correct this bit here. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, there's more edge loops this side. So what I'm going to do, put this in first of all. I'm going to fix it. As you can see, it was occurring on this side. That's where the problem was. So what I'm going to do, join you to here. Going to delete this here. Take you out. Join you to here. Then using the cut tool again, cut these two here. I know it takes some time to do. Sometimes it's, if you can't select it, you've got to come out of the isolation tool, then go back into it, like so, but actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an edge here. Join like so. There. That's a better way of doing it. As you can see, even I think had to recalculate and re-strategize how I'm going to do my edge loops. It's something that you'll be constantly doing yourself. You always have to calculate how you're going to do it. Put you down there. By doing that, I can then go along here, go along here, go to here, go to you, and then the same here. New these in, so it's more curled, more rounded. There you go. I know we said about doing the top base, but I think I'm going to leave that today. Since we've been working on really fixing the problems occurred on here. There's another issue. When you get bits that looks missing, like here, it's not actually missing, it's the isolation tool. Like so, you just had to re-isolate it. That's basically what you have to do. It may take some time to do, but once you sort out the topology, everything should fall into place. Like so. There you are. There you are. That's more better. I know it's not the best in the world, but this is another thing. It's always good to have a good polygon asset, you know, accurate to and everything. But sometimes you don't have, it's not always necessary to be too precise. because of that, what the asset is. If it's going to be something in the background, not so important. So little errors, detail errors, doesn't necessarily matter, because end of the day it's not going to be seen much. But what does matter is having a topology correct asset, an asset that is correct in topology. And that's what's key. You know, I don't stress more about that, so I stress so much on topology because that is key. That's what defines what an object looks like and what it don't look like, you know. And it's also to do with animation. If you have a really bad topology, the animation would be not very good either. So now when we deselect, that's good. Now what I'll do, I'll select this edge here, pull it back slightly, so it doesn't create such a hard edge. Like so. And just pulling these forward so they don't look too drastic. There. So now we have a decent base, a decent enough, I can't get my words out, I do apologise, a decent looking base. Tomorrow we'll be looking on modelling this top base here. So thank you for joining me today, and join me tomorrow in tomorrow's tutorial.